You stand at the edge of a storm that rages not around you, but within you, a storm of doubt, of fear, of every whisper that tells you you can't.
Health storms, physical storms, financial storms, emotional storms. There are all kinds of storms. I'm not talking about the storms that rain down water and the lightning and the thunder and all of that. I'm talking about storms that other people can't see. Undetectable storms. Storms that make people think you haven't been through anything.
This is your secret storm. But let me tell you something. Storms don't last forever.
Don't take the presence of the storm to indicate the absence of God.
When you go into a secret storm, there is no comfort there because nobody knows that you're dealing with a secret storm. They're jealous of the car you're driving, not knowing that it's 2 payments behind. They're envying for the position that you were promoted to, not knowing that now that you're promoted into that position, you can't even rest at night. You can't even sleep at night. You've got so much pressure and so much responsibility on you, and all of a sudden you're in a storm and nobody even knows you. And when we get in a storm, we have a tendency to wonder, where is God? Why me? Why now? I searched all over and couldn't find him. I looked on the sides of the mountain and I couldn't find him. Every gust of wind, every bolt of lightning, I looked for him, but I didn't see him. Where is God in our storm? We often fall into the belief that if God were truly with us, there would be no storms. We think that God's presence would mean constant happiness, smooth sailing, and a life free of family issues. But that's not the reality we face.
Job said, I can't figure it out. How could my kid die and God be with me? How could my house be on fire and God be with me? I looked for it. I looked for him. I didn't see him. I looked on the right. I didn't see him. I looked behind me. I didn't. You said you had my back. I didn't see him. I looked in front of me. I thought he'd lead the way. I didn't see him. But you cannot see in a storm. That's why he told you to walk by faith and not by sight. You cannot see in a storm. Don't look for God to be sensual in your storm. He will not appeal to your senses. Your senses add to your comfort. God will not make you comfortable in your storm. But just because you are in the presence of the storm does not negate the presence of God, nor does it indicate the absence of God.
We all have secret storms raging inside of us, places in our hearts and lives that are turbulent and tumultuous, places where the thunder roars and the lightning flashes. These are the places of pain, of hurt, of disappointment, of regret, the places we try to keep hidden, even from ourselves. You see, every gust of wind, every bolt of lightning is a test of your strength, a challenge to your resolve. It's easy to stand tall when the skies are clear, but it's in the storm that true warriors are forged. This is your moment. This is your test. Will you let the storm break you, or will you rise and break the storm? Too long we've hid from these storms, cowering in dark corners, hoping they'll pass us by. But they only gain strength the longer we refuse to see them for what they are, tests and trials that God uses to build our character, to strengthen our faith, to prepare us for greater things. These storms were never meant to destroy us, but to reveal within us reservoirs of strength, of endurance, of resilience we never knew we had. The time has come to fling wide the doors and let the full fury of those secret storms rage through every corner of your life. Face them down, Look them in the eye and say, I am stronger than you. No more will you rule over me. I was born for more than this. I was created to overcome. Do not be afraid, for the one who calms even the wildest seas walks with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. And when the last howling winds die down, you will emerge tempered like steel, hardened like oak, and all the world will see the conqueror that God fashioned you to be. Your storms were always just preparing you for your purpose. Don't shrink back any longer. It's time to claim the victory that is already yours in Christ. The future is yours for the taking, if only you find the courage within to face your secret storms. Now go, and may God go with you.